How's everybody doing today? Good. Heck yeah, looking like a bunch of motivated, barrel-chested freedom fighters out here. Hell yeah. All right, so welcome to Intro to Carbine Mechanics. We're gonna have an awesome day focusing on the fundamentals. So one thing you guys are really gonna take away from today is how important it is to focus every single repetition that you send down range. So one of our big things is accountability. Every round we send down range, right? Because with our job, we're civilians, so if we have to use these pieces, we're gonna be very, very in trouble, I guess you could say, if we miss the target and damage an innocent person or somebody else's property, right? So our focus today is gonna be accountability of every round we send down range, and we're gonna have a fun time doing it. And at the end of each course of fire, we're gonna do some graded tests. So that's also going to show you where you're at with your fundamentals and your accountability, also where you're at in comparison to your peers, right? So we grade all of our courses, 80% or higher is required to pass. I would expect about 70 to 80% of you are gonna pass today. If you don't pass, it's not the end of the world. It's not like we think you suck or something like that. We've had plenty of people take this course 2-3 times. Maybe they passed every single time. They're just trying to up their score, maybe try to get top shot to win an awesome prize. Maybe they started at like 70, then they got to just above 80. They're like, dang, I want to push harder. And maybe they get to like 90 and they're like, okay, I want to move on to another class or something like that. So we really find that graded component is awesome for you guys because then, like I said, good score in comparison to your peers and just to see where you're at. So I think you guys are going to benefit from it a lot. Nice smooth trigger press. So who has 2-stage triggers? Boom, exactly. So you're gonna have to get to that wall of the trigger, let your reticle settle where you want it, break the shot, right? And then for the mil-spec guys, who has mil-spec or just regular trigger, right? You're already at the wall. So however much poundage it is, 5-6 pounds or whatever that you're gonna depress, as long as you depress that trigger with the reticle where it needs to be, you will not miss the target if your zero's on. And we're about to find out.
All right, so talked about standing, talked about prone, talked about points of contact. Kneeling's no different. We're gonna search for as many points of contact as possible to get as stable as possible. So what are some considerations, just like the prone, with kneeling? What would be a pro of it?
Stability.
Stability, you definitely can get stability. A lot of people have a hard time with it. But you're also going to be a smaller target. You're lower to the ground. Your base of gravity is going to be lower to the ground, which is going to be nice.
Maybe faster to prone if you need a transition.
Yeah. So that we have our sequence of events for getting into the kneeling, getting into the prone, from standing and kneeling, so on and so forth, getting back out of those positions. We need to have those so we can get into those positions quick and efficiently, and also be able to replicate our same shooting platform every single time. So what I like to do when I'm going to the knee, so say I'm starting out here from the standing, I like to slide my hand back right here. Why do you think I do this?
Rest the elbow on your knee.
Yep, yeah, exactly. And it's not going to be fun to hold my arm out here the entire time when I'm in the kneeling, right? It's going to get tiring super quick. So slide it back. I like to lock this magazine to my forearm because this is going to become a point of contact, as you'll see. I like to go ahead, sink down into my knee, and then lean back. So now I got a point of contact on my thigh right here. Soft, hard on soft. We don't want hard on hard. We're all dudes here, right? So not hard on the knee. What do you think is a reason for this?
It's better shock absorber when you're hard on soft.
I watched your video, so I know.
Yeah, so I shoot, I can just sit here and slide all day because it's hard on hard. So I want hard on soft, so when I shoot, my elbow isn't sliding off of my kneecap. So I have it just behind my kneecap here, so it's hard on soft contact. magazine contact with my forearm like we were talking about, And then also, I'm sitting back here on my foot. So this is gonna give me stability back here, point of contact to the ground, and my knee on my thigh. So another point of contact, along with the magazine, my forearm right here. So this is gonna be super stable. I'm not inputting any input with this hand because I just wanna be able to breathe and then pull the trigger back. So I'll usually put my thumb on the outside of my grip right here. And you can even end up taking this even a little bit further if you want to and you're flexible enough. I've only seen a couple people be able to do this because it does require a lot of flexibility. But actually turning inwards, I don't know if you guys can see this very well, but turning my foot inwards, putting it on the ground, and now I'm actually sitting on the ground. Notice my knee, I slid it forward, and then this is gonna kinda act as an elevation adjustment. So if I need to shoot something up higher, I can put my knee up more, or down lower, I can put my knee down more, and then this is gonna be super stable because I have a super low center of gravity. However, just like the prone, it's gonna be a little less mobile. It may take a little bit to get out of, as opposed to right here, since I'm already like this, maybe a little bit easier to get up. All right.
Yeah, natural point of aim on this one, right? It's going to be somewhere in between these two legs here is where your natural point of aim. So it's not where you're pointing your toe. It's probably going to be inside that toe somewhere. So gauge that, relax, and see where your muzzle points, and then adjust if needed.
Yeah, so
Just the whole stance.
Yep.
So let's say I got a target over here I need to aim at. So let's say I need to aim at that number 2 target right there. So instead of trying to do that number, because every time I shoot, it's going to be going like this, I'm going to adjust my entire position to that target. All right?
Third place, John with 826 points.
Damn, nice job, John.
Second place, Mitch with 837.
Woo! Nice job, bro. Nice job.
With our top shot of today's course, Armando with 842 points.
Damn! Woo!
Slayed it.
So we got, ooh, look at that super cool coin Armando's got. Nice, nice. This is a different coin than what Armando got. So this one says Bonafide Marksman on it.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyways.
The other person that got bona fide, and some of the highest scores I've ever seen, 294 points from Andrew.
Yeah. Nice job, brother.
That means you only missed 6 points. It's like 6 Charlies, or 1 Mike and a Charlie, or something like that, or 3 Deltas.
That's
and
pretty
everything
awesome.
else was alpha. Yeah. It's incredible, man. That's a good job.
Heck yeah.